On today's video, we're going to be filleting up this brook trout. Hey there, outdoor YouTubers. Well, I got the Michael Jackson gloves on, so you know I'm going to be cutting on something, right? Okay, so I was out brook trout fishing and I was able to get this pretty decent sized brook trout. I was casting lures for them on this pretty small lake. I was wearing my new high sea waders so I could cover the lake a little bit better. And I was also using lures that I could cast pretty far. I'll do a full gear rundown of what I was using that day toward the end of this video. And it's kind of one of those tweener sizes, right? Any smaller than this, I'm probably just going to head and gut it. Bigger than this, I really do like to fillet them out. This is kind of right at that teetering point, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try to fillet this out. So we will go ahead and get started here. All right, pretty much just normal stuff. We're going to go in behind this fin, cut at an angle in toward the head, turn our knife, and start working our way back down toward the tail of the fish. We only want to go in a little ways, just till we start getting to the ribs, work our way down until we get past the bunghole, then all the way across and hug that spine all the way down to the tail. Then we're going to open this up and slowly go along and try to peel a nice slab of brook trout off of here. You're going to cut through some little pin bones initially. That's fine, we'll come back to those later. And then just work your way and hug those ribs and try to keep as much meat as you possibly can. And we'll cut that chunk off and we'll come back to that in a minute. Beautiful. Same thing on the other side. Get behind that fin, angle in toward the head, turn the knife, work your way back toward the tail. Like I said, only going in a little ways until you get down past the bunghole, and you can go all the way across and hug that bone structure all the way down and out at the tail. Then the same thing, just come back here, slowly work your way over the top of the ribs. Try to keep as much meat as you possibly can. A good, sharp fillet knife is a real necessity for this. You can see I'm really hugging those ribs, trying to keep as much meat as possible. And then we'll go ahead and cut that slab off too. Alright, so not too bad. Okay, everybody listen up. We're going to take a quick time out with a word from Camaro's Crawlers. Hey guys, do you want to get a mess of bluegills like this one? Well then head on down to my buddy Ronnie Camaro's bait shop, Camaro's Crawlers, and pick yourself up some bloated wood ticks. You guys know Ronnie Camaro, right? He only drives Camaros. He's got a summer Camaro. He's got a winter Camaro. These aren't those small wood ticks that haven't been bloated up from blood yet. These are the fully bloated, blood-filled wood ticks. These bloated wood ticks give off a blood trail that leads the fish right to your hook. So, if you want to get yourself some nice bluegills, head on down to Camaro's Crawlers and pick yourself up some bloated wood ticks. And see those pin bones, they run right along that line. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to get the skin off this fillet first. I'm using this meat hook to hold the fish in place. while I get the skin off. And you could use a little fork. I like to use a meat hook just because I can, and it's kind of way over the top, so that's kind of fun. So we're just slowly working the knife down and slowly shucking that brook trout meat out of its skin. Take your time, get next to the edge of your cutting surface so you can get that knife down flat a little easier, and voila. And take your time. Brook trout skin is pretty soft, it's easy to rip through it. Same thing on the other side. Get next to the edge of your cutting surface, get a hold of that tail, and then once you get a little bit more to work with, you can start working that knife down and hold it with your fingers. And it actually really helps quite a bit to stretch that skin back, okay? That keeps it nice and tight, makes it a little bit easier to shuck that meat out from the skin. It doesn't ball up on you. You can actually see those pin bones sticking out pretty good on this one, okay? And they kind of angle this way, okay? So we're going to kind of have to cut that way a little bit, and then kind of underneath them to get those out. Right along there. And they go back to about this far. So. And a lot of times in fish, those pin bones are straight up and down, but not in a brook trout. They're kind of angled toward the top of the back. So you want to go on either side of them and kind of cut at an angle to get them out of that fillet. So just take your time. You'll be able to feel them with your fingers or your knife, and just slowly work that little row of pin bones out of the meat of the fish. Like I say, they're a little different in a brook trout. They're at an angle, so you just got to take a little bit of an angle to get them out. And there's a nice boneless fillet of brook trout. Same thing on the other side. You could just feel them with the tip of your knife or possibly your fingers. Find out where they're sticking out and just go on either side of them at an angle. You angle toward the top of the back and just slowly work them out. Just small little cuts back and forth till you get that little wedge of pin bones out of that fillet. And then when you're done, you've got a nice boneless piece of brook trout. Awesome. And again, a sharp knife is very important. Make sure you got a good sharp fillet knife. The nice thin blade on a fillet knife and the flexibility works awesome, especially with these smaller fish, especially with these smaller bones. Hey guys, just a quick reminder, if you're looking for more Upper Michigan outdoor content, be sure to check out our Patreon page. Now, the Knetter's Practical Outdoors Patreon page has been up for well over a year now, and we've been having a lot of fun with it. So I'll leave a link to the Knetter's Practical Outdoors Patreon page down in the description of this video if you want to check it out and give it a test drive. Okay guys, we'll do a little gear rundown of what I was using and what I was doing when I caught this brook trout. I was just casting lures on this small lake. I was wearing my new high sea waders so I could get out into the lake a little bit. That enables you to cast further out into the lake and cover more ground. Waders also allow a fisherman to get out past brush, lily pads, or reeds that might be along the shoreline as you're trying to cast out into the lake. Another way to cover more area as you're casting is to maximize your casting distance. I was casting these steel shad lures and also these little Cleo lures. Both of these types of lures are very heavy and they cast a mile. I was also wearing my new Norfin rain gear. This is by far the best rain gear that I have ever used. And because this Norfin rain gear is so breathable, this jacket doubles up as an awesome windproof jacket even when it's not raining out. And you know guys, these high sea waders really are a good pair of waders at a very reasonable price. They have all the pockets and all the features that you're going to want. They come with a lifetime warranty, and they even come with a hanger. And the knife I used to fillet out that brook trout was a Rapala fillet knife. So if you guys are interested in any of the products that I was using, I'll leave some links below in the description of this video so you can check them out.
Eat shark. Very good.
So guys, if you're interested in more videos about getting out and enjoying the great outdoors of Michigan's Upper Peninsula, be sure to check out the entire channel. And if you enjoy what you see, please consider liking and subscribing. And for bonus content, be sure to check out our Patreon page. A link to this page can be found in the description of this video. And also guys, remember to hunt, fish, laugh, repeat. Thanks for watching, and God bless.